This is a story about secrets, perfect secrets. First, I'm going to define something. A perfect secret is a secret that's perfect. And what makes it perfect is that it exists only in one human being's mind in a language that only that one human being knows, which means that that one human being could never tell another human being the secret because it exists in a way that's unique to that individual in a language that won't be shared. And for me, I have my mind's full of these models, spatial models, color coded models. And the model that I wanted to translate when I was 10 was this model of energy transfer. And I was frustrated at different times of my life trying to translate this thing into things other people could understand. It seemed important. It always seemed important to try to translate this thing. And so in 2007, when I got back from Peru, I realized that in order for me to launch this eco project, now that I learned a strategy architecture on this trip in Peru that was going to help me with to launch this ego project when I was ready. But the only problem is I had to translate an unshareable thing that exists in my mind and nobody else's. And I don't know enough about math, if it is math. There's a component of it that's math. To be able to express it mathematically, but it's not just math. And so I started thinking about perfect secrets and how perfect secrets could be used to secure information with passwords that could never be shared. I have a few different versions of this and a patent pending on this, but I'll explain it here is this. Imagine your perfect version of a cloud, a white fluffy cloud in the sky, one single cloud by itself. Your perfect cloud. It's in the sky. Can you see it? Can you imagine it? Whatever that looks like to you, the iconic cloud for you. And could you then imagine that cloud again, same cloud, the same one, twice? And imagine a scenario where you have a cloud in your mind and imagine there's a database of 1 billion clouds. And through some algorithm, you can find the cloud that most matches the cloud that's in your mind, but nobody else can see what you're looking at. Only you can see on the screen through some mechanism that there is a match of the cloud that's your cloud. And now imagine you're trained. Now you have an actual, you can see with your eyes. So now imagine that you find a cloud that most closely matches the cloud that was in your mind. And imagine that you're trained on recognizing that cloud. And let's make this simple. That cloud's your password. So now imagine you log into your computer and you're presented with 10 clouds. And these 10 clouds are from the set of 1 billion clouds. And nobody else knows what your cloud looks like. Only you know what your cloud looks like. And you've been trained on your cloud through this repeating thing. And one of the 10 clouds is your cloud, just one. Nobody else would be able to guess which one is the one. And there'll be no way for you to tell anyone with words which cloud is the cloud that matches your cloud because there are no words in the generic sense for language for cloud descriptions that will enable another person who had never seen these clouds and couldn't even see what you were looking at, like they're on the other side. You could never tell someone your password if your password was a cloud because it's a picture that only you know. And I spent, money, going through the patent process with this. And I did that just to document it. I don't have plans to commercialize the idea, but I did it because I wanted to demonstrate that there's things you can know that you can't describe. it's possible to know something completely, completely, like your cloud, that's your password, but be unable to describe your password to another human being, despite knowing it perfectly. And there are many things like this, feelings in particular, and the granularity of those things. And I think that there's, at least for me, it took me a long time, till I was 50, to really understand the idea that everybody processes information differently. Everybody is unique. Everybody. And it's important to understand how other people, process things and think, so communication can be effective and that there's nothing sort of left out, opportunities for confusion, for disappointment. And it's hard because as different as everybody is physically, we say like mentally, emotionally, cognitively, we're all cognitively different. We all know the world through different mechanisms. I only know what I see through my eyes and experience, and then create models, sensory models, models of my feelings, proportional, models of physical sensations on my body, proportional, color coded, shifting, dynamic. I know that my left knee right now is 3 degrees cooler than my right knee, Fahrenheit. I can't calibrate the centigrade, but I'm because I did live in Copenhagen for a few years. And these are just sensations, like my interpretation of sensation. But even me telling you that, you wouldn't know, like, did I just make that up? Or like, no, that's the number I feel. Um, and it's close enough to survive this long in the world, which has been good. And I guess everybody has perfect secrets. Everybody has things they know that they can't describe. And in this case, my perfect secret was a model of energy transfer. And I thought about this model every day from 1980 till maybe, let's say it's maybe 2018, every day, trying to translate it. I tried tens of thousands of things, more, hundreds of thousands of things, different ways of trying to compare what I've realized to other things that I've seen, other words that I've heard, other concepts that were similar. And I always knew what it was, but couldn't explain what it was to other people until recently. At least cross your fingers, because I'm trying to do it with the project. Anyway, if you have perfect secrets in your mind, give yourself a break. Everybody does.